Namaste and a very good morning, dear children. I hope you're all set for your English class today and are also hale and hearty at home. Now, children, Ayan, please let me do my work. I have to finish my work.
There was somebody at the gate.
So there was, na. Now that person has gone. Just leave it. Let me do my work.
No, Mama. There's somebody at the gate.
Okay, there is somebody at the gate. Okay, you go. I'm coming. Okay, children. Before I go and see who's at the gate, you must have realized how important it is for us to use is, am, are, was, have, had words correctly in a sentence. Otherwise, as you saw, it creates a lot of confusion. And with this, I come to the topic of our day, and that is helping verbs. Now you see what helping verbs are, and I'll go and see who's at the gate.
Now, children, before we begin with helping verbs, we'll talk about what verbs are. As you have already read, verbs are action words. Action words, they express physical action such as jump, laugh, dance, talk, eat, or mental action like think, drain, or love. You know, children, the word verb has been taken from the Latin word. Now you must be thinking, ma'am, what is Latin? Latin is a language like English. Now, where was I? The word verb has been taken from the Latin word verbum. And it is done so. Why? Because it is the most important word in a sentence. So, children, it becomes very important that the verbs that we use in a sentence are absolutely correct. Otherwise, what will happen? Our entire sentence will be wrong, and for that matter, if we are speaking also, the other person will not understand what we are trying to speak or what we are trying to say. Now, let's move further. Now, your verbs are of two types. The first one is the main verb. Main verb, which talks about the action. Now, this action can be physical also, it can be mental also. For example, physical action like the girl danced beautifully on the stage. Now, here, what action did the girl do? Dance. I ate my food at 8 in the morning. What is the action here? Ate. Now, these are your main verbs. Or for example, let's take one for mental action like I love eating mangoes in the summer. Now here there are two verbs, right? You must be saying, ma'am, eating is also there, but which is the main action word here? Main. I love eating mangoes. So here your main action, the mental action or the main word that you're using is love. So here your verb, main verb is love. Understood? Now let's see which is the second verb. The second verbs are the helping verbs. Why are they called helping verbs? Because they are attached sometimes to the main verb or they help in forming a correct sentence. Now these words are your small words that you use like is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, will. These are all your helping verbs. Why are they called helping verbs? Because they either help the verb or they help us to form a correct sentence. I hope the two types of verbs are clear to everyone. Now let's move further. Now, as I explained again, it is written downstairs also. Kindly note, main verbs, your main verbs like dance, talk, eat, they will show the action, while your helping verbs will help to form a correct sentence. Okay? How help to form a correct sentence? Like you saw in the skit earlier, Ayan was speaking the wrong helping verb. He kept on saying, Mama, there was somebody at the gate. And I thought there was, and now that person has gone. But actually, the person was waiting downstairs. So there is should have come. Right? So that's why it is very important to form a correct sentence. And how do we form a correct sentence? By using the correct helping verbs. Now let's talk about the various types of helping verbs that we can use. The first comes the be family. Now in the be family, we can use the words is, am, are, was, were, be, being, been. Now in case, just imagine a sentence is given to you which says I dash, in the bracket it is written be 7 years old. Now you must be thinking, ma'am, how can I put be? I be 7 years old, I being 7 years old. Now whenever be is written, it means that out of the ones helping words that I have given downstairs below be, you can use any of those helping verbs. So here what will come? I am 7 years old, because the be family has is, am, are, was, were, and be, being, and been in it. So out of any of these words you can use any. Understood? Now next we have the have family. In the have family we have all the three words starting with H. First comes the has, then comes the have, and then comes in the end the had. Now has is basically used with singular, nouns or pronouns. Raman has done his work, or pronouns he has done his work, she has done his work. They are all singular, right? One. Now if I have to use have, I will use they have done the work. Raman and Raja have done the work. Plural. Have is used for plural. But there is one exception. Now you, the pronoun you, thinks he is very special. Okay? And he says, I will not use has with me. I want to use have. So you is an exception. He is special. We use have with you. You have done your work, or have you done your work? Understood? You is singular, but with you we always use have. And if you're talking in the past tense, that means if you have already done something or you has already done something, we will write you were talking in the class, so that's the reason the teacher scolded you. You is singular, but with he takes plural helping verbs. Understood? In the past it takes were, in the present it takes have. Then we have had. Now beta, had is used when we have already finished our work. Whatever action you are doing, you have already done that work. For example, you had been talking in the class. That's the reason the teacher scolded you. That means at that time the child had been talking. He was already, now that topic is finished. Talking is done, so the teacher, they are talking now they are talking about an event which has already passed. That's why had. Had means work is over and done. I had my lunch at 3 o'clock yesterday. That means yesterday the time has gone. That's why I said had. And had is always used for past. Past means something which has already gone. The time has gone. For example, today is Wednesday and Tuesday is in past. Okay? Now next we have the do family. Now do and does, these two words are used in the present. Okay? Do your work. Okay? This way. And did is used in the past tense. Did you do your work? Okay? Like this we use did is used in the past tense, whereas do and does are used in the present tense. Next comes the can family. Now these are all helping verbs and you should know, so that you will be able to know. Okay, fine. That's the reason we have divided into various families, so that you can remember. Have family has, have, had. Be family has is, am, are, was, were, be, being, been. So that in case you come across these helping verbs while doing your exercise, you are not unaware. You know, okay, these are helping verbs. Let's go to can now. Now the can family has two. One is can and the other one is could. What did I say? One is can and the other one is could. Now can is you can do this work, possibility. Okay, when you tell them okay fine you can do this work. Okay, and could is basically the past tense of can. Okay, could is basically the past tense of can, but at times could is also used in present tense also. Okay, you have to see whether it will come or no. You have to read the sentence, only then with practice only you will come to know the difference where to use can and where to use could. Fine. Okay, at times we say na, when somebody is saying could you please do this work, mostly it is when we are requesting somebody, could you please finish my homework, or could you please help me in doing my work. Okay, can is you can go there, you can, when you are giving permission, okay fine you do this, then we use can. And could is in a way opposite of that, when we are telling somebody, requesting somebody that please help us, that way. Okay, now let's move on to the next family. The next is the shall family. Okay, shall has only two words, one is shall himself and the other one is the should. Now beta, shall is used with I and we. These are the two words with which you will use shall and shall. For example, I shall go to my friend's birthday party tomorrow night. Okay, we shall make a cake for his birthday. I shall is always used with I and we. Okay, and should is when we are giving somebody advice. You should have done your work, you should brush your teeth. When your parents are giving you advice or your teachers are giving you advice, what do we use? We use should. Okay, now you have to remember this minor difference. Can is when you're telling okay fine you do this, you can go to the party, your parents are telling you you can wear this dress. Okay, when you're giving permission for something. Could is when we are requesting somebody for help, you could help me in finishing my work, please, I have to go to the party. Okay, and shall is, it is used with only two words, I and we. Okay, wherever I and we is there, an option of shall and should is given, you have to use shall. Okay, and when we are talking about should is used by elders when they're giving advice. Like your teachers give you advice, you should have done it, you should not talk in the class. These are all your sentences of should. Okay, when we are giving advice, mostly when you give advice, it is not elders only, when you give advice to your friends also, you should not talk to her, she is a very bad girl. Understood? Next comes will. Now will also has two words in it, in its family. One is will and the other one is would. Okay, now will is used in the future tense. Where do we use will? Will is used in the future tense, and will is basically used with words like you, he, she, it, they. Okay, you will finish your work by Monday, future tense. Okay, when you're giving somebody time, you will go with me to the market in the evening, future tense. Understood? Where do we use? When something is about to happen, the action has not been done, but we will be doing that action later. Okay, there we use will. Understood? Now would is sometimes used as the past tense of will. Sometimes it is not 100%. Same way that the way I told you about can and could, similar manner would is also sometimes used for will in the past tense. But mostly at times we use would for present tense also. That is when you practice for the sentences, it will become clear. Okay, now let's see what is the instruction given at the end. Helping verbs also tell whether an action is done in the present, past or future. As I told you earlier, we change our helping verbs according to our requirement. If I am telling you something which was done in the past, so I will use was, were, had. Okay, if I am talking about the present, I will use is, am, are, right? Has, have. If I am talking about something which will happen, your exam will be conducted in September, so what did I use? I used will. Okay, and shall, where are we using? We are using it for I and we. Okay, now let's move further. Now let's move on to the exercises which are given in your workbook and that you have to do. Let's discuss these exercises. Now when you open the first page, there's a conversation that is there. Read this conversation, underline all the verbs. Now there's a conversation between Anish and his mom. Now you have to read this conversation and you have to underline the verbs. Fine. I have discussed the family of the helping verbs. Now you know what are the helping verbs. So you have to underline all the helping verbs and the main verb also. Okay, and then you have to write down in the blanks which are given below. We'll just do one sentence and then we'll move further. Anish, mom, what are the four basic elements in nature? Now here, what verb are we having? What are the four basic elements in nature? There is no main action word. Okay, helping verb is there, which is that are. So in the blank downstairs, we will write down are. Let's do another one. Our teacher has given this as homework. Now here we have two verbs, right? One is the main verb and the other one is the helping verb. Our teacher has given this as homework. Has given is your helping verb. I told you have family, and given is your main verb. So you will write down both. Has given in the second blank. Okay, like this you have to pick up all the verbs, the main verbs plus the helping verbs, and you have to write in the blank. Now let's move on to the next page. When we move on to the next page, there they have given a table which talks about helping verbs. Again, be family, have family, I have already discussed with you. Then we have let's practice. Circle the words that are not helping verbs in each row. One has been done. Now they have given us the various helping verbs that are there. And there are words odd one out. As you say, there are words which are not helping verbs. You have to circle the words which are not helping verbs. Now I have discussed all the helping verbs with you. When I was discussing the various types of helping verbs, you have to keep them in mind. And let's do the first, B1. Were, at, being, be. Were, at, being, be. So which one is not a helping verb here that we have not studied? We have not studied at today. So at is your odd one out. You will circle at. Like this you have to complete the whole exercise. Okay. Now let's move further. The next question says, underline the helping verbs in the sentences given below. Notice how the helping verbs express past and present tense. Now you have to underline the helping verb and you have to tell me whether it is in present tense, whether it is in past tense. First one says, I am visiting my uncle now. Now am is used where? Is it used in present, past or future? It is used in present. So we will write down PR, right? For past tense you will write down PA. We are going for a picnic in his car. We are, R is the helping verb, it is used in present, so we will write down PR. Right? Next, let's move on to the next one. Like this you have to write down. And see, in question number 3 they have given write PR for present and PA for past tense for the sentences in the question 2. The way I have explained, just write down number 1 was PR. I think number 2 B was also PR, so write down accordingly. First question 2 you are going to underline the helping words. Question 3 you will write down PR for present if am is there, so that's present PR. If second one was R, that is also present, so again we are going to write down BPR like this. Now let's come to the next one. Let's learn says, when a helping verb is followed by a not, the not can be shortened. Now here they are talking about contractions. When we cut words, will not becomes won't, had not becomes hadn't. When we remove the words and in place of those words we write apostrophe S, they are known as contractions. They've given examples of contractions, and in the next they have asked you read the puzzle and the answers given below. As you read, circle the helping verbs. You have to circle the helping verbs which are given in the puzzle. I think I've discussed helping verbs enough now, and you people will be able to circle the helping verbs. Beta, you have to remember the various types of helping verbs that we have discussed. Only then you will be able to do these exercises. Okay, so listen carefully and repeat again and again in your mind. Let's move further. Now the last exercise that is there is rewrite these sentences using shortened forms of not. Now you have to read and see where not can come. I'm doing the first one. We should not shout in class, but we can shout at the picnic. Now should not. Should is also a helping verb and not is used. Now cut, what will it become? It will become we shouldn't. Okay, O will go and we will write should complete N. O will go in place apostrophe S and T. It will become we shouldn't. Next is my aunt could not play Chinese checker. Now could not, again O will go and in place of that apostrophe will come. It will become my aunt couldn't play Chinese checkers. Like this you have to complete this exercise. It's not a very difficult exercise. It's quite easy. You've done contractions before also. Do it carefully and you'll come to know. Next we have the revision. The revision says write the 4 things you know about helping verbs. Write the 4 things you know about helping verbs. Dash are helping verbs. Please complete this also. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day. I hope you'll be able to do the work. Bye-bye.